Crop production and management. Crop. What is crop? Crop means same kind of plants cultivated in a large scale. Same kind of plants cultivated in a large scale is called crop. Same kind of plants, any plants, for example, so paddy or wheat or soybean. So same kind of plants cultivated in a large scale. When we cultivate the same kind of plants, one type of plants in a large scale is called crop. So crop means some kind of same kind of plants cultivated in a large scale is called crop. For example, here some paddy plants I am cultivating. So this is the paddy. Here this one. This all are the paddy plants. All are the paddy plants. When we cultivate same kind of plants in a large scale is called crop. So crop production and management. The lesson name is crop production and management. So see now. So Pehli and Bhujo went to their uncle's house during the summer vacation. They went to their uncle's house in summer vacation. Their uncle is a farmer. One day they saw some tools like kurpi, sickle, shovel and plow in the field. Here you will see the here shovel, sickle, kurfi and plow. You have learnt that all living organisms required food. So plants can make their food themselves. Using photosynthesis, plants can make their own food. Green plant can make a green plant perform photosynthesis and make their food materials their own, so that it's called autotrophs. Autotrophs means which organisms make their own food themselves is called autotrophs. Plants make their food themselves in process of photosynthesis. C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2O in presence of chlorophyll and sunlight. Green plant using carbon dioxide and water in presence of chlorophyll and sunlight make food materials. This is called photosynthesis. By the process of photosynthesis, green plants make their food materials themselves. You can recall how green plants synthesize their own food. Animals, including humans, can not make their own food. So, where do animals get their food from? Animals get food from the plants. So, but first of all, why do we have to eat food? So we need food for energy and make some activities. You already know that energy from the food is utilized by the organisms for carrying out their various body functions such as digestion, respiration and excretion. Some physical functions run by the food only. When we eat the food, we get the energy. Through the energy, our biological activities, some metabolic activities, our life process are runs, that are digestion, respiration and excretion. We get our food from plants and animals, and both we are getting food from plants and animals. Okay. Some organisms only eat plants. Some organisms only eat plants. The type of organisms are called herbivores. Herbivores. Some type of plants only eat meat. The type of organisms are called carnivores. So herbivores. For example, cow. Cow eat only grass. Carnivores. Carnivores. For example, lion, tiger, etc. Okay. Since we all need food, how can we provide food to a large number of people in our country? Food has to be produced on a large scale. In order to provide food for a large population, regular production and proper management and distribution is necessary. Agricultural practices. Till 10,000 BCE, people were nomadic. Nomadic means sanchara jatulu. They move from one place to another for sake of food and shelter. Till 10,000 BCE, people were nomadic. They were wandering in groups from place in search of food and shelter. Food and shelter. They ate raw fruits. At the time, they ate raw fruits and vegetables and started hunting animals for food. So later they could cultivate land and produce rice, wheat and other food crops. They cultivated wheat and rice and other food crops. Thus was born agriculture. Okay, now agriculture. What is agriculture? Agriculture means the practice of cultivating plants and rearing animals to produce food, fiber, and other useful products are called agriculture. So agriculture means to produce. The agriculture means the practice of cultivating plants, cultivating plants and rearing of animals. Cultivating plants and rearing of animals to produce food, fiber, and other useful food products is called agriculture. So crops means already we have discussed. Same kinds are cultivated at one place on a large scale is called crop. When we grow or when we cultivate same type of or same kind of plants on a large scale is called crop. Crop of wheat means that all plants grown in a field are that of wheat. You already know that crops are of different types like cereals and vegetables and fruits. This can be classified on the basis of season in which they grow. So India is a vast country. The climatic conditions like temperature, humidity and rainfall vary from one region to the another region. So sometimes in one place more rains will be there, in some other places less rains will be there. Okay, in some places more humidity and some places not at all humidity, like that. The place to place, in region to region, many differences will be there in temperature, in humidity and in rainfall. So accordingly there is a rich variety of crop grown in different parts of the country. Despite this diversity, two broad cropping patterns can be identified. They are Kharif crops and Rabi crops. So Kharif crops The crops which are sown in the rainy season are called kharif crops. So, which crops we grow which crops we grow in rainy season, so that crops are called kharif crops. So the rainy season in India generally June to September. So which we cultivate or which we grow the crops in June to September, so that crops are called kharif crops. So what are that? Which crops we cultivate in kharif season means paddy, maize, soybean, groundnut and cotton are kharif crops. So these crops we cultivate in the kharif season. Kharif season is June to September. June to September. So Kharif season means rainy season. Kharif season means rainy season. Next, rabi crops. The crops grown in the winter season. Winter season October to March. So which crops we grown in winter season, that crops are called rabi crops. The crops grown in winter season are called rabi crops. For example, wheat, gram, pea, mustard and linseeds. Linseeds means avsaginjalu. So these crops are called rabi crops. So beside these crops, farmers cultivate pulses and vegetables, and grown during the summer at many places. Next, basic practices of crop production. See that cultivation of crop involves several activities. Many activities are involved in the cultivation of the crops, from sowing to storing. Many activities are involved in middle. You may find that these activities are similar to those carried out by a gardener or even by you when you grow ornamental plants in your house. These activities or tasks are referred to a agricultural practices which are listed in below. So many steps are involved in agricultural practices. First one is preparation of the soil. Second one, sowing. Third one, adding manure and fertilizers. And fourth one, irrigation. Fifth one, protecting from weeds. And harvesting and storage. These are the agricultural practices. Total 7 agricultural practices are there. Preparing of soil. Soil preparation is very important before sowing seeds. The preparation of soil is the first step. This is the first step. So preparation of the soil. One of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil and loosen. So soil should be loose. Why? Because when the soil is loosened, the roots are penetrate deep into the soil. And loose the soil, what the loose soil is there? The loose soil is allow the roots to breathe easily. Even when they go deep into the soil, when the roots are enter into the deep into the soil, when the soil is loose, the roots are breathe easily. If the soil is not loosened, it is difficult to breathe and it is difficult to penetrate into down. Okay, when the soil is loose, the earthworms and some microbes are grown well in the soil. When these earthworms and some microbes are grown well in the soil, so it make the soil fertile and loosen the soil and add humus to the soil. Some microorganisms are very useful to the farmers, so that some microorganisms are called farmer friendly microorganisms. Soil contains minerals, water air and some living organisms. And along with this, soil contain some dead plants and animals get decomposed by soil organisms. Some dead plants and some animals get decomposed by the soil organisms. In this way, various nutrients in the dead organisms are released back into the soil. When the organisms are dead in the soil, that organisms are decomposed completely in the soil. When it is decomposed, the nutrients are again enter into the soil. Then that nutrients are used by the plants. These nutrients are again absorbed by the plants. See here, only only a few centimeters of the top layer of the soil support the plant growth. Next here, so tilling and plowing, the process of loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or plowing. So plowing or tilling means loosening and turning of the soil. Loosening and turning of the soil. How the soil will be loose? When we plow the soil or when we use the organic manure, then some earthworms and some bacteria are grown in the soil. They make the soil loose. Okay, the process of loosening and turning of the soil is called tilling or plowing. The loosening the soil is done by plow. So plows are made of wood or iron. See here, the plows are made by wood and iron. If the soil is very dry, when the soil is dry, need watering before the plowing. So when the soil is dry, so need to watering the soil. Then the soil become smooth. So when it is smooth, it is easy to plow. So when we plow, so field may have a big clumps of soil called crumbs. Some crumbs will be there. It is necessary to break these clumps. Why? Because if it is like that only, it is difficult to sowing seeds and leveling. So what the clumps or crumbs is there, it is necessary to break. Okay, leveling the field is beneficial for sowing. When we make the level the field, it is easy to sowing and it is easy to irrigation. When the up and downs are there, when the level is not there, it is difficult to sowing and difficult to irrigation. Leveling of soil is done with the help of leveler. Sometimes manure is added to the soil before tilling or before plowing. It is better to add manure before plowing. Why? Because when we plow, the manure is so distributed equally total field.